Can we clear the room? This is Jennifer Davis.
Hi.
Hi, Jennifer.
Nice to
Jennifer,
meet
how you doing?
You too.
So we talked to Miss Davis a little bit about some reports that we received as late as this morning, and so she understands, and she said she'd be willing to meet with you and talk to you.
Okay.
But we want to give you all some privacy too. So is this a suitable
Yeah, this is
place?
fine.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll just step out here.
How you doing from there?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's almost the end of the week.
Almost.
So what's going on today?
They said they had reports where I was drinking at school, which has never happened.
When was the last time you had anything to drink?
Last night,
Okay. About what time did you quit drinking?
probably about 10:30.
10:30. How much did you drink?
Just a glass of wine, nothing major.
Okay. All right. Well, would you be willing to submit to some tests
Yeah.
to make sure everything's okay? Okay. All right. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to check you for HGM. Okay. This is what we call standardized field sobriety tests. Okay. There's 3 of them. I'm going to pretty much focus on the first one, which is horizontal gaze nystagmus. I'm going to have you take your glasses off, and I'm going to have you, we'll stand up when we do this, but I'm going to have you track my
I am
finger.
so blind without them. I can't hardly
Can you see something like my finger about
Yes,
6
yes,
inches from
yes,
your face? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's try that. Go ahead and stand up for me real quick if you would.
Okay.
Heel to heel, toe to toe, arms straight down to your side. Okay. You say you wear glasses.
Yes.
Any traumatic brain injuries?
No.
Growing up or anything like
No.
that? Okay. Because sometimes that can affect what I'm moving.
No, I can't see without my glass. That's all I was saying.
Okay. All right. Can you see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to follow this right with your eyes and your eyes only. Don't move your head. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just track on that. Okay, try to keep your head as straight as you can, okay?
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
you're
nervous, so
I get it. Keep your head straight. Just put your eyes over here. There you go. Okay, we're gonna go way up this time, okay? Just follow right here. Okay. You can have it. All right, this is what we call our portable breathalyzer machine, okay?
yes.
You don't have to take the test, okay? But this will show the presence of alcohol if there's any on
7.
board, okay? But this, again, would be your opportunity. If teachers here or administrators feel that they smell alcohol on you, this would be your opportunity to prove this.
Sure.
Okay, you willing to take that test?
Yes.
Okay. You've been what?
I haven't had anything today.
Okay, and if that's the case, or if there's nothing on board,
No,
because
I'm
sometimes what
just-
can happen, well, if people have had a really good one on the night before, it can carry over into the next day.
So what do I do?
As far as what?
You said it can carry into today.
It can. Sure can. I mean, if people get on like a week-long bender, or if they really tie a good one on the night before, you know, the alcohol could still be on board. But I can't give you any legal advice to take it or not to take it. I can do is offer it to you. And it's your right to refuse it. But again, I'll say this is, if you're saying you're not under the influence of alcohol, this is your opportunity to prove to your employer
Yeah,
that
no.
you're not. So,
I meant, no, today I haven't had anything. But like I admitted to you last night, yes.
but if you had one glass of wine last night and you didn't have anything else after that, one glass of wine isn't going to carry over into the next day.
No, I mean, I went to
Right.
sleep.
Okay. All right, so you want to take this?
Sure.
Okay. I haven't used one
I would just like to know who is said, like,
Well, ma'am, that I don't know. I was just called by the
I know,
administrator.
but I just,
Okay, what's going to happen is when this thing tells me it's time to blow, I'm going to have you reach over with your mouth and blow into that as hard as you can until I tell you to stop. Big deep breath, blow. Hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. Good.
I don't even know what that
0.06.
is. That
You are just under the legal limit. So if you were to be out driving right now, you would be charged with DWI, driving while intoxicated.
under the legal limit?
Just under it. The legal limit is .08, which is DUI. From a .06 to an .07, you could be charged with DWI.
I haven't had anything to drink today.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Mr. Let me ask you this, is there anybody that can come and pick you up here at the school?
Yes,
Okay,
but I mean, I don't.
hold on just a minute.
But I'm under the.
Hey, Major.
I can have somebody come pick me up.
Okay. See, let him talk to.
But I'm under the legal limit, right?
So under the legal limit just means that you're under the legal limit. It shows that there's alcohol in your system, so you are still technically intoxicated. You're just under the legal limit of .08. Like if you were to be out driving right now and you got pulled over and you did SFSTs like you just did and did a breathalyzer, you could still be charged for DWI. Not DUI, but DWI. Okay? Does that make sense?
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah. If I have somebody that can come pick me up.
That is going to be, we need to see what Mr. Kinsey wants to do. And then, Major 7. You could space those out.
It just makes me mad for somebody to say that I had stuff here. I've never,
Yeah. And, like,
ever, and I know it's a small town.
yeah, like Major Mallinson was saying, that we're not privy to that information. We just get a call and come do it, you know what I mean?
I did child welfare for years.
Say that one more time.
I did child welfare for
Uh-huh.
years. I get it.
Yeah.
But just for somebody to be like so vicious to say like, I just don't get it.
That's the right thing to do, but it's also the thing that will draw scrutiny and criticism from everybody in the community.
Because she's allowed to go home with someone else and not be arrested.
Yeah, I think the thing we'll have to do there, just to speak the school language here for a second with you, is just she's not going to come back.
Right.
She's going to give me a letter if we're going to do it that way. So I'm willing to go that way, or if she's not willing to give me a letter of resignation.
And that's something you'll work out between with her. But from a legal standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and make the arrest.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So you're going to arrest her and take her from here.
Again, there's two ways now. You can view an arrest as she goes to jail, or I could cite and release on her own recognizance, provided she's got somebody that's sober that can come and take possession of her.
And so you're going to give her that option.
Well, no. That's the decision I'm going to make before I walk back in that room.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with that.
And for us, it's, it's nothing, our job is not to judge. It's just our job is to do our job.
No,
So.
I Trust me. I was CPS.
Yeah.
I know. I used to tell my clients, I'm not here to judge you the way your house looks or anything, but there's
Right.
a reason I'm here.
I took some people to court yesterday that I had arrested, and he said, "Man, I really do appreciate you still treating me like a human being."
Yeah. And,
So.
and knowing that means a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you say your name was?
Jennifer Davis.
Jennifer. Okay, do you have your ID with you?
And,
It's in your purse?
yeah.
I'm gonna need to see that.
Okay.
I'll go get
She'll
it.
go
Where's
get
your,
it.
where's your purse at?
It's in my room in my cabinet.
Okay, is there anything else that you would need? That I can get it in?
Just my purse and my key. I mean, whatever I need.
Okay, it's all in your purse.
My keys are beside my purse.
Okay.
Jennifer, what's your phone number?
What is happening?
Okay, Jennifer, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a portable breathalyzer machine. It reads a little lower than what the actual intoxilizer, which we utilize at the police department, it reads lower. This came up a 0.066.
I have not had any, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had anything today.
Okay, well, again, and I don't know your drinking habits. Okay, I kind of explained that to you
Yes.
before I put you on the machine. Okay,
Yes.
if somebody drinks a lot, and if they run with a normal VAC of, say, about a 0.06 or 0.08, that's what feels normal to them. Okay? When they start to get below that, that's when the onset of withdrawals kick in. You just start getting the shakes and not feeling so good, and then you drink a little more to get feeling normal again.
Sure.
That VAC will still be up here. Okay, from a legal standpoint, you're still intoxicated. I'm comfortable enough to let you know if you were to be put on the actual intoxilizer that you'd be up around a 0.12, 0.13 area. Okay. When I checked your eyes for horizontal gaze nystagmus, you had every clue. You had the onset of you had the lack of equal pursuit. You had the onset of nystagmus prior to 45 degrees, and you had nystagmus at max deviation. Okay. If I had pulled you over, I'm going to be honest with you, you'd have been arrested for driving under the influence.
Okay, that's what he was explaining.
Yep. Okay.
Can I have somebody pick me up?
Well, I've got
Please.
a legal obligation. Okay. You're here. Entrusted for the care and safety and the
But
for the
I
teaching of these kids.
understand, but
Okay. No, today you're going to be arrested for public intoxication. Okay.
please don't do this. I will have
Listen.
my sister come get me,
I don't write the laws.
and I will resign. I
Well,
will
that's gonna
resign
be,
and
that,
not.
that's something you're gonna discuss with the administration here, but I've made my decision, okay? It's zero tolerance. Okay,
I would just like to know who and I did not drink today.
well, I'm
That's
gonna tell
what
you from a legal standpoint, when people call in and report a crime, of any crime, we're not in the business of telling people who made the report.
I
And
know
there's
you
reasons
can't.
behind that.
I
okay?
understand that.
Okay.
So, you're taking me to county?
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a municipal charge. I'm not gonna run it through the district court, it'll be through the city of Tecumseh. It'll be a municipal charge of public intoxication. Okay?
In terms of your employment here, Jennifer, we can't move forward with you being a teacher here any longer.
Okay.
If you want to resign, that's your option. If you choose not to, though, I would be forced to go to the board and ask for your termination based on the outcome of today. So, anytime
I would like to resign.
there may be
You got one?
the state mail, Department of Education, may be involved in revoking your certification as well. That'll be up to them.
Get her driver's license.
Did somebody do her first voice?
Can I,
You got it right here.
can
Yeah.
I not be like handcuffed out, please? I'm not gonna run on you.
Well, I know that. I know that.
It's
But it
just
is, listen to me, the police department operates under policies and procedures, and I can't treat you any more different than anybody else, or we're setting ourselves up for liability.
That's
Okay?
fine. But it's
Now,
just,
I'm not gonna run you down the hallways and pave you through.
my child is in the 3rd grade hall.
Where's the classroom window at?
I,
It doesn't face out to this parking lot right here?
I don't
No?
know.
Okay, we'll be okay then. Would your ID be in here?
Yeah, I can get
I'll
it.
get it for you. Once you're in custody, we have to search all belongings, okay? Is there anything in here I need to know about?
Just my medication that I take daily.
Okay.
Jennifer, with Maisie being here, is there someone we can contact for you?
My sister, can I call her now? Can I call my sister,
I'll let you do that.
please,
Let you do that.
please?
Is she on the pickup list?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You take any prescription narcotic?
I take Xanax.
When's the last time you took that?
Go ahead.
This morning.
This morning?
I take it, and then it's prescribed by
Is
my
that for
doctor.
anxiety?
Yes.
Clear.
It's so messy, but on the side is where my license is.
Clear. Seven Central, 1 by OLN.
You will be picking Maisie up today? Okay, well, they're taking me to jail,
Sam
so
082 121 670.
somebody called in and said, I don't know all. No. Yeah. Last night, but nothing. Am I going to count, like, where am I going?
To the safety center. It's on
To the
177
safety
in
center.
Leo.
It's a log only.
Same thing.
Now, explain to her, ma'am.
Do what?
Once you're booked in, like I said, it's a municipal charge of PI. Okay?
It's a municipal
It is a bondable charge, so as soon as you're booked in, somebody can.
7 to 3.
No, Shelley, I was drinking this morning. That's what nobody. Okay. Is there anybody that can come out there and get me? Anybody? Okay.
7 to 3.
Do you think, but you will be able to pick up Maisie? Okay,
Yes, sir, I was.
bye.
Which name?
Burglar alarm. I was gonna see if he could take that burglar alarm call.
Jennifer, if we want to go ahead and take care of the letter here, there's one that's been drafted for you. If you prefer to write one, that's fine. We need to get you to sign it and just put today's date on it if you're in agreement for that. It's the 7th.
Okay. Again, our policy and procedures state anybody that goes in tonight can be handed. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work with you a little bit, okay? If you remain calm, we're gonna handcuff you up front.
Do what?
We'll handcuff you up front, not the back.
That's fine.
Okay? All right. Here we go.
Alright, go ahead and put your hands in front of you with your thumbs facing up, please.
Is this gonna go like on the news, Mr. Kinsey?
Chances are it will, Jennifer. I don't have control over what they put on the news, but there's a good chance that once this gets reported, then there will be statements we'll have to release, and notes we'll have to send home to parents, and then news reporters will probably show up. I will be as discreet as I can in terms of how I handle it.
Could we, please, I've never been in trouble in my life.
I understand it, but again, that's not up to me. I'm not going to go pushing anything out there until they show up if that happens, okay?
You did not.
But we've got to respond and let people know that we follow our policy and have to involve the police department.
Yeah.
Go from there.
On your feet,
Is your fob, where is your fob, Jennifer? Up to the building?
It was on my keys.
Okay, did you get that back? It's the gray.
It's
and her
the
classroom
light gray.
keys are on there too.
Yes.
The classroom keys are the ones that are probably connected to that green.
Those right there.
Mhm.
Okay. There you go. And is that all of it for the school?
Jennifer, is your,
Yes.
your school device here at school?
Yes, it's in the system.
You'll go with this officer here.
Yes.
Jennifer, just follow me. We'll go to my car and take you up to the jail.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Go this way. 7 Central, 10:15, 1 female.
When I get to the jail, can I call somebody to come get me?
They will. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
They'll
Not a comfortable seat.
It's not. You should
Jesus.
see Shawnee's. That's way worse.
Jesus, I was not expecting that.
The jail will allow you to get some numbers when you get there after all the booking's done and everything.
And then I can go home.
It just depends on what the judge says in the bond, because you're gonna have to see a judge, and he'll set a bond.
For initials?
I would hope that it's gonna be today, but I don't have any
They
control
do
over
initials
that.
at 11:30.
We might be able to be all right, but like I said, don't take my word on that.
I can find somebody. I know somebody that can come.
Around 9 p.m. on February 12th of 2023, a single state trooper responded to reports that an individual was walking along a highway near Martinsburg, West Virginia.
I just got dropped off! Put your hands on top of your head! Put your hands on top of your head! Do it now! Put your hands on top of your head! Do it now! Put it on your head! Do it now!
That man, 45-year-old Edmund Exline, wasn't alleged to have committed any crime. Yet within minutes, he would be chased, tased multiple times, and beaten. He ended up dying at the scene in part from multiple blunt force injuries and multiple discharges of a taser.
So what did he say when you got out with him? His eyes. It was all in his eyes. And he started digging his hands in his pockets. So initially I drew on him. And then it's all right. Man, it's your fault.
The governor was appalled by the footage and ordered the state police to take a second look.
I've seen the video. The video is very, very concerning.
A lawsuit was filed that was just settled a couple of months ago. After the settlement, the body cam footage was released. In response to that body cam footage, the state police said, well, we investigated ourselves and we did nothing wrong. But now the real internal investigation report has been discovered that shows that they were lying. And it shows that this is not this officer's first time. In fact, he is a really bad cop. So you need to see this, and you need to spread the word, spread the footage. As both a content creator and a lawyer, I know that privacy is important, but many people are just completely oblivious to the fact their private data is collected and traded online by shady data brokers. Data brokers create shadow profiles on you that include a frightening amount of personal details. These insights are then used without your knowledge or consent by insurance companies, banks, businesses, and even the government. I use a product called Incogni that not only tracks down the data brokers that have your information, but they also have that information and private data completely removed. It's super easy. Just create the account and you don't have to do anything else. It just sort of works in the background, continuously removing your private data off the interwebs. As of today, Incogni has located my private information with 312 different data brokers, and to date, they have had that data deleted with 260 of these data brokers, with 52 others still in progress. This would be a difficult and lengthy process to attempt, even with my experience and legal expertise. 195 hours of it, to be exact, but I haven't had to do anything. You just set it and forget it. Incogni does it all for you, which is fantastic. So check out Incogni using the link below or go to incogni.com/civil to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Now let's get back to the video. On February 12, 2023, just before 10 p.m., West Virginia State Police Trooper Thomas Ellis responded to a stretch of Interstate 81 regarding a call about an intoxicated man walking along the roadway. In the Bodycam footage, later released by the man's attorney, Trooper Ellis is seen stopping his cruiser in front of this man, Edmund Exline, and immediately just drawing his weapon and shouting at him without even asking a question.
I'm out with this person, 81 southbound. We're going to be approximately 18 and 45. Hey, keep it! Stand over here! Stand over here! Stand over here! Get in front of my car! I'm fine, Get in front of my car and put your hands on your head! Get your hands out of your pocket! Get your hands out of your pocket! Do it now! Get over in front of my car! Get in front of my car! Hey! Hey! Get in front of my car and put your hands on your head! Get in front of my car and put your hands on your head!
I didn't do nothing, sir.
Put your hands on top of your head! Turn around or you're going to get tased! You are going to get tased!
I didn't get
Do
tased.
not! Put your hands on top of your head!
I just got dropped off!
Put your hands on top of your head! Put your hands on top of your head! Do it now! Put your hands on top of your head! Do it now! Put it on your head! Do it now!
I didn't do nothing.
Get
up. I didn't do
hey,
nothing
you're
wrong.
going to get tased! You are going to get tased!
Here, stop!
Stop
God,
it!
Help me!
Stop it! Get on the ground!
Do nothing.
Get on the ground!
You're not arresting me!
Stop!
I didn't do nothing!
Taser! Taser! Taser!
I got license!
Trooper Ellis's response when he arrived on scene and made contact with Mr. Exline was untrained, inconsistent with West Virginia State Police policy, practice, and training. Now, those aren't my words. That is according to an expert in the 55-page internal investigation report about this incident. It was untrained, inconsistent with state police policy, practice, and training for Trooper Ellis to pull his service weapon and point it at Mr. Exline upon exiting his patrol vehicle for the purpose of the original call dispatched. In the video, Exline tells Trooper Ellis that his car broke down, but as the back and forth yelling continued, Exline becomes visibly frustrated and walks away. Ellis then goes after Exline and he warns that he will tase him. They run across the interstate as Exline attempted to jump the median barrier. Ellis then tased Exline 3 separate times.
Come here, get on! Rodney, send me another unit.
Nothing wrong!
Get on the ground, do it now!
I'm
Stop!
not doing nothing! Stop!
Get out of the road!
Trooper Ellis calls for backup, and both troopers Abraham Beam and Brandon Mason leave the Martinsburg, West Virginia detachment to go help. On the way to the scene, the dispatcher is unsure of what the troopers are even responding to, other than asking for all units and relaying that Trooper Ellis was in some sort of a fight with a suspect. There was some sort of confusion about whether even this was a shots fired incident. Apparently, Berkeley County 911 dispatch broadcasted to all the officers that this was a possible shots fired assist. Trooper Ellis had X-Line pinned to the ground with a fist pressed against his ear when the other troopers arrived. So once backup arrives, Trooper Bean said in later testimony that he came on the scene with the belief that X-Line had Ellis's gun and that Ellis had been hurt, which just was not the case. This, according to Trooper Bean's later testimony, is why he then hit X-Line with a flashlight and repeatedly punched Mr. X-Line.
What do you need? Hey, prod him out, prod him out. Shut the
The video shows X-Line getting hit and tased multiple times throughout what's happening, and Trooper Ellis can also be heard telling the troopers to watch their gun belts, claiming that X-Line kept grabbing at his gun.
Watch your gun belt, he grabbed my gun belt. Give me your hands. Watch your gun belt, he'll grab your gun.
No, I won't.
Give me your hands.
Okay, let me go.
Put it behind your back.
I got the left, his right.
Put it behind your back. Watch your gun belt. I'm gonna break your gun belts now.
After troopers on the radio said that X-Line was secured and handcuffed, additional officers then responded to the scene from multiple law enforcement agencies, and eventually a group of them attempted to get X-Line up. But he was unresponsive and he just fell to the ground. Trooper Bean began CPR, and there were 2 attempts to use Narcan on X-Line. X-Line was eventually lifted onto a stretcher and put into an ambulance, but it was said on the scene that he had no pulse.
You alright? I'm good, sir.
He hurt you?
He's trying to grab my gun.
You try to get your gun?
Yeah, he grabbed a taser. He grabbed a taser and started reaching for my gun belt.
What, did you just tase him here?
I tased him twice. I was holding him on the ground.
You're good.
I started punching him in the face because, like,
You're good.
I had him on.
You're good. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
This guy.
Good. You're good. Go to the car, meet me at the office.
We're good.
Go to the car, meet me at your office.
That internal investigation report from the state police revealed more details about the autopsy for X-Line. It said that he did not die from one specific hit or tase, but that he died from multiple blunt force injuries, multiple discharges of a taser, psychiatric illness with agitation, and heart disease. The photographs depict substantial injuries to Mr. X-Line's face, as well as numerous taser marks to the subject's torso. X-Line's toxicology report showed traces of cannabis and antipsychotic medications. According to what the family told the news media, X-Line had schizophrenia. As the other troopers arrive on the scene who are investigating what happened to Mr. X-Line, Ellis gives a statement. He said that he had a weird gut feeling that something wasn't normal on his way there, and that he said that on the scene, X-Line, after he arrived, gave him a look.
So you just come check on him, call walking down the road, right?
Yeah. And I had my gun. He came toward me, he started putting his hands in his pockets. So I drew my gun.
So what did he say when you got out with him?
His eyes. It was all in his eyes. Bloodshot, watery, he acting erratic.
Okay.
And he started digging his hands in his pockets. So initially I drew on him.
It was during this conversation that the other officers are trying to revive Mr. X-Line that one of them says he's gone.
And then, like,
He's gone. It's all right.
Man.
It ain't your fault. You didn't shoot him, did you?
No.
Okay.
But he kept grabbing my gun belt.
Okay.
And I tased him twice and got hit. I was all in his eyes. He started acting crazy, and then he. No, I'll tell you. Hold on to it.
You can't believe what the crap.
Though the 3 state troopers involved were not criminally charged in X-Line's death, in the internal investigation report, all 3 troopers were investigated for violating 2 West Virginia State Police policies: unnecessary force and interfering with the rights and properties of others. The 2 allegations were sustained against Ellis. However, because troopers Bean and Mason said they were under the impression that Ellis had been shot, the complaints against Bean and Mason were not sustained. This is what the report said. This officer believes Trooper Thomas A. Ellis did not act within the guidelines of the West Virginia State Police use of force policy and procedure. This officer further believes Trooper Ellis's actions were not an objectively reasonable response. resulting in a violation of West Virginia State Policy and Procedure 10-1. According to West Virginia state law, the two offenses are considered Group 3 offenses, meaning that violation of them can result in being discharged by the superintendent of the state police or result in a 30-day suspension. The state police has yet to respond to the news media's request about whether or not Trooper Ellis is even still employed with the West Virginia State Police. Also, the report revealed that X-Line's death was not the first incident where Trooper Ellis pulled his gun out unnecessarily, further escalating a situation. There were 3 other instances prior to X-Line's death, including a traffic stop and 2 domestic disturbance calls where he drew his weapon without any perceived threat. It was less than a month before the X-Line incident on January 27, 2023, that Ellis took his gun out of the holster before even knocking on the door of the house, and he tells an older man inside that he's coming in, to which the man asked for a warrant. Ellis told the man that he didn't need a warrant and not to F with him. Once the man is handcuffed, Ellis then walked through the house with his gun drawn, ordering everyone else in the house to show themselves. In all, he ordered 4 people out of the house at gunpoint. A month prior to that incident, on Christmas Day of 2022, Trooper Ellis had another situation unfold where he drew his weapon on a man who already had his hands up. He then ordered him to get on the ground on his face, which the guy did. Ellis then placed him in handcuffs, and the guy began to yell for help. According to the report, both of those incidents are clear examples of how Trooper Ellis fails to react in an appropriate manner while interacting with citizens during periods of heightened awareness. There was also a traffic stop on September 8th of 2022 when Ellis also drew his gun. The report says that he unnecessarily escalated that encounter, ultimately resulting in minor injuries to the involved citizen. Supposedly, Ellis then received counseling from a Sergeant North, which was supposed to correct his deficiencies. Even though this was from February of 2023, remember the spring and summer of that year is when all of the misconduct allegations emerged in the West Virginia State Police scandal that ended in the superintendent of the state police being replaced. At that time, the governor, Jim Justice, ordered that the new leadership of the state police take a second look at this case. The governor hinted toward him having concerns about it. He said that he had seen the video and that it was very concerning.
As we continue to follow the fallout of the West Virginia State Police investigation, one of the governor's top priorities for the new Colonel Jack Chambers is to bring in a fresh set of eyes on an internal investigation into the death of a man in Berkeley County.
I've seen the video. The video is very, very concerning.
Even the prior superintendent, who had resigned in the wake of that scandal that was occurring, had expressed his concern on the radio about this very case. He said that the video was not great at all, but the audio concerned him right off the bat, the commands and the screaming. Throughout all of that period of time, the body cam footage was never made public, really until just now. Now, X-Line's family filed a lawsuit, and they received a $1 million settlement from the state. And it was actually the lawyer from that case. He is the one who released this body cam footage. And I'll put links to all the body cam footage, which includes all the officers. You can watch all of it. After the lawyer released the body cam footage, the state police released this statement. This is what they said. In reference to the recent release of body cam footage of the I-81 incident, all state troopers were cleared by Federal Department of Justice investigation. A special prosecutor was appointed by the state of West Virginia and presented the incident to a grand jury, and all troopers were cleared from indictment. Administrative and review board investigations were conducted, and all troopers were cleared from any wrongdoing. After careful consideration, the insurance companies, acting within their authority, decided to offer the family a settlement. The state police is saddened by any loss of life that occurs in response to emergency calls for service. Now, I know this is a confusing timeline. How is that possible that we have this state police statement that says we investigated ourselves and we did nothing wrong? Yet we also have this 55-page internal investigation report explaining just how we did something wrong. They were caught in a cover-up here. So the statement that I just read you, that you just looked at, that was from July. Whereas the 55-page report was just obtained by the news media pursuant to a FOIA request after they made that statement. So they got caught lying. They got caught in a cover-up, misleading the public. Their own opinion is that excessive force was used by this Trooper Ellis and that the other 2 troopers were not going to be disciplined because they thought it was a shots fired situation. But Trooper Ellis did everything wrong, and it resulted in this guy's death. Everything I just explained. Then they denied it. And in their denial, they explained just how these cover-ups work. You have a special prosecutor appointed, and the special prosecutor investigates and ultimately makes a decision that he's not going to press charges. He's not going to seek indictments on the troopers. And then they turn around and they call that an investigation being completed or an exoneration, when it's nothing but a cover-up by colleagues who are prosecutors. And here we see exactly how it happens. Even the governor watches this. He's upset by it. The ex-head of the state police watches this and listens to it. He's upset by it. In the end, we get a cover-up. Only the real documents acknowledge that this Trooper Ellis is a bad cop. He was a bad cop before this happened. We have 3 specific instances. And then he was a bad cop when this happened. And they explain in 55 pages exactly the reason. And they think it's secret. Then so they turn around and they tell you, the public, nobody did anything wrong. There was a full investigation and everybody was cleared. And that was a lie. That was an absolute lie. And here we have it documented in black and white. And they even claim that it was the insurance company's decision to pay a $1 million lawsuit. And I've been doing this almost 20 years, and I've never gotten $1 million. Okay, that is the policy limits. They do, trust me, I've had all sorts of egregious cases, including against the state police. Some of them are on YouTube, some of them are not, including deaths. And I've never been able to get $1 million. It's almost impossible. They paid out $1 million here. Means they couldn't even have paid out more. That was their policy limits. That, if that is not an admission of misconduct, I don't know what is. It was an admission of misconduct because this was an egregious case of misconduct that was documented on video and now documented in a publicly available 55-page report. Yet, look at what's happened. No criminal prosecutions because the prosecutors are in on it. No disciplinary actions, no termination. Why? I don't know. Because it's all part of a cover-up. They're circling the wagons. But they weren't counting on that report getting out. And now it's out. Now the taxpayers, the citizens, need to demand accountability from our public servants. After all of the scandal the state police went through, they're back at it. It's crazy. And my last video was on the state police. Do you think they fired that guy yet? No, I guarantee they have not. They're hoping that you lose interest, but do not lose interest. You can help by sharing this footage, getting the word out. You have to stay on top of this, and I promise you that I will do my part to stay on top of it as well. Remember, our rights don't end.
Still, like you swore oath to the Constitution.
Right.
And you know what's right and wrong. And sometimes you got to stand up to people.
Listen.
No.
When asked for your information, you have to identify yourself. At this point, we're on a traffic stop together now.
But you still have to.
A traffic stop is not a crime.
And I asked him, am I being detained? And nobody answered that.
Listen.
Welcome back to the Civil Rights Lawyer channel. You may have seen this footage before showing the arrest of Demetrius Kearns in the Cleveland area of Ohio. Well, there's huge news now, and we're going to talk to his civil rights lawyer, my friend Chris Wiest, about what that news is.
If you don't identify yourself, that is obstruction.
What crime did I commit?
There's no crime, but I'm identifying you. Okay.
Turn around. Because I didn't do anything. Okay, turn around.
I'm cool with this. Okay, I mean, I'm cool with letting him go. He just, I didn't understand.
He's in handcuffs.
And he's being a jerk.
He obstructed. He refused to identify himself. I'm not going to sit out here and argue with somebody for an hour the legalities of it. You can come to court.
Okay.
And then sometimes you see what we have here where there's this effort after the fact to cover up the initial wrongdoing, the bad arrest. We need to charge forward and falsely charge this guy. I mean, that to me screams conscious misconduct, conscious wrongdoing.
So you may have seen Chris Wiest already on some of my videos. I've done several videos with him. He is a civil rights lawyer based out of Kentucky, but he also practices in Ohio, and he's one of the best civil rights lawyers in the country. He gets a lot of interesting cases, and this is one that has already gone viral on the internet, and he has just filed a federal Section 1983 lawsuit just a couple of days ago, and he's here to exclusively explain it to us right now. He's going to break it down as we go through it. All right, well, I appreciate you, coming on to talk about this. Tell me about this case that you just filed in Cleveland.
So there was a gentleman, Demetrius Kern, who was driving in September of 2022, and there was a Cleveland Heights police officer who was making a traffic stop. She did not activate her lights and sirens because she was trying to get behind the motorist she was trying to stop before she did that. Her name was Carly Lewis, and cut off Mr. Kern, who was in the other lane. She then activated lights and sirens, effected the stop. He pulled over because he wanted to get her badge number and her identity to file a complaint against her.
1 second.
Go back. 81 radio, stand by. It's going to be on Mayfield across from the first access road. Send me another unit because another party does not know how to yield to lights and sirens, and he's sitting here reporting me. Say they almost ran him off the road.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Officer Lewis with Cleveland Heights. The reason I'm for the traffic stop is the plates on the vehicle are expired.
Yeah,
not even a big deal. Do you know that guy behind me in the Porsche?
I was trying to hurry up and move
You're
over.
good. No, you're good. You did the right thing. Put my lights out and sirens. He did not move over.
He was shaken up. She almost caused an accident. She is apologetic at first.
And I'll give you the plate to the other vehicle that's out with the confrontation. I apologize.
You almost ran me off the road.
I initiated my lights and
I didn't hear
sirens.
anything.
But was your music on? Because I had the lights and sirens on, sir.
You apologize.
I apologize.
You're wrong.
He stopped
I'm gonna let
abruptly.
it go.
Okay, I'm not wrong. The lights and sirens were activated.
You ran me
Okay,
off the road
I did not
almost.
do that, sir. The lights and sirens on my
you apologize.
marked patrol because he stopped abruptly, causing me to stop
And I almost
abruptly,
caused an
causing
accident.
you to stop abruptly.
Right.
And I apologize for that. However, the lights and sirens were on. Okay, the police vehicle is marked. You can clearly see it's a marked patrol vehicle. I initiated lights and sirens. I'm not going to argue, and I'm telling you I do. I'm going to tell you I do apologize that he did stop
But I'm
abruptly.
gonna tell you the disconnect.
Nobody was
I'm
wrong.
going to tell you the disconnect, right? So between the public and you as a public
You want
servant,
me to just that driver check, okay?
if it's something wrong and you actually
Yeah.
did it, all you say, my bad. I'm
And I
sorry,
did. I just
and
said.
keep going.
I
Instead
said
of
my
saying-
bad. I said I activated a traffic. I initiated a traffic stop in a marked vehicle with lights and sirens.
Right.
If you didn't hear the sirens or see the lights, I
mean, you called back up for your safety.
Well, I called back up because somebody was getting out of a cop car.
I think the situation would have resolved itself, and then her supervisor, Naftali Wolf, shows up and escalates the situation and threatens, shows up, knows nothing about what happened today.
I mean, you called back up for your safety, but
Well, you don't pull up behind an officer on a traffic stop.
you don't even know what's going on.
You're right, I don't.
So why are you saying that?
Because I'm here and what you're doing right now is against the
You almost
law.
ran me off the road.
Okay, well then you should have pulled over for lights and sirens. She said it on the radio that you didn't yield. And it's on dash cam, I'm assuming.
This the disconnect, man.
I'll tell you what, let her finish her business and then we can sit down and talk like
We're
adults.
good. I'm gonna let him go. We're good. I'm gonna let him go.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. What was your last name?
My last name?
Yeah.
Why you need my last name?
Because I'm asking who I'm talking to. You asked me who you were talking to.
You're not going to be under arrest because what you're doing is illegal.
Listen.
What you're doing is illegal. I can charge you for interfering with
Just give me your last name.
Why?
Because I'm conducting business with you right now.
Where am I free to go?
10-4. That's not going to
how
be
it
the
works.
driver.
What's your RS?
Stand by.
What's your reasonable articulate
Okay.
suspicion of my crime?
I'm going to get rid of him.
Hold on, I'll explain to you, okay?
Threatens Mr. Kern with arrest. Says he needs to, immediately produce identification. Ohio, of course, has a requirement that if the police are investigating you for a crime, you do have to identify yourself. But unless they have, as you're aware, reasonable articulable suspicion that you've committed a crime, there's no need to identify yourself. And there's clearly established Sixth Circuit case law, which is the federal circuit, that Ohio's in. It's also Kentucky, Michigan, Tennessee, that says, listen, on this Ohio obstruction statute, if you're not being investigated for a crime, you have no duty to identify yourself. And Mr. Kern takes that position. He's like, what's your reasonable articulable suspicion? What did I do?
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
If you want to be.
10-4. That's
No,
not
that's not how it works. What's your RS?
Stand by.
My
What's your
RS?
reasonable articulate
Okay.
suspicion of my
Okay,
crime?
here, first, okay, hold on. I'll explain it to you, okay? doing what you're doing right now?
No, sir. She almost ran me off the road.
Okay. Again, you didn't yield to lights and siren. You came out.
She was next to me and stopped and almost ran me off the fucking road. What are you talking about?
Okay, listen to me. You asked my reasonable articulable suspicion. It's not a probable cause.
If you arrest me, you violate my rights.
I don't want to arrest you. We have to ID you.
You're going to violate my rights. That's what you're going to do?
We have to ID you. You understand that? Yes, we do.
She admits, she's like, I don't think you committed any crime.
Listen, talk to me. Just do me a favor. All I'm asking you.
I'm a private citizen.
Just take your hands out of your pocket while we're talking,
right.
okay? I called for backup, all right?
Yeah.
I initiated a traffic stop. I understand you and I and that gentleman, we all just saw what happened, okay? Right. I'm calling for another person because I'm dealing with one person who I don't know who I'm dealing with. And you get out. Listen, sir, let me speak. Let me explain to you. I call for another person because I have a man getting out of a car walking towards me. You know how society is. I know how society is. Now listen.
Right.
I'm asking you to identify yourself so I can let my dispatcher know who I'm out with. If you don't identify yourself, that is obstruction. You are the one that came out.
Obstruction is a secondary crime. What crime did I commit?
There's no crime, but I'm identifying you.
And the supervisor continues to escalate this, eventually placing him in handcuffs.
Okay.
Thank you.
I need your driver license.
Look, man, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to arrest you if you don't identify yourself.
She just said it was no crime.
Listen.
Obstructing is a crime.
Obstructing is a crime.
Identify yourself, guys.
She almost ran me off the road.
And then I still have to identify you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to call anything with the car. You can arrest me.
Okay. Turn around. Put that gun back.
Because I didn't do anything.
Okay, turn around.
I didn't do anything.
Listen, just all you have to do.
I don't have my ID with me.
Okay, what's your cell phone?
That's all we asked for.
For what?
Because I need to let my dispatcher know. It's not a big deal.
Mr. Kern had a shoulder injury and, required actually some surgery because of the way that his arm got yanked behind his back.
Okay.
Thank you.
I need your driver license.
Look, man, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to arrest you if you don't identify yourself.
She just said it was no crime.
It is a crime. Obstructing is a crime.
Obstructing is a crime.
Identify yourself, guys.
She almost ran me off the road.
And then I still have to identify you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to call anything with the car. You can arrest me.
Okay. Turn around. Put that gun back.
Because I didn't do anything.
Okay, turn around.
I didn't do anything.
Listen, just all you have to do.
I don't have my ID with me.
Okay, what's your cell phone?
That's all we asked for.
For what?
Because I need to let my dispatcher know. It's not a big deal. Last name, sir.
Kern, man.
Kern?
You know what happened. Why are you letting him do this?
He's a sergeant.
He's violating my rights.
He is not. He
Come here,
didn't identify yourself.
Send you on your way. You have a valid driver's license?
Yeah, I do. You violate my rights, man.
Yeah, were you getting a ticket for interfering with the traffic?
How did I interfere? She almost ran me off the fucking road.
And you could have pulled off and waited and called.
I did wait when she said wait.
You were out here talking to her. Have a seat.
Mr. Kern, just
don't push me, man.
Have a seat.
Why are you so full of machismo, man?
Dude, have a seat. I'm not putting up with your bullshit, okay? Have a seat.
What's wrong with you, man?
Have a seat.
I'm sitting down.
All the way in.
They arrest him. There's further discussion in the police when he's sitting in the police car between Carly Lewis and her supervisor, where he's like, we got to charge him with something, basically, because otherwise we're in some serious trouble.
If he's
going for obstructing, or he's getting a ticket for obstructing.
I don't.
Is he valid?
I don't know. I'm waiting for the radio to say. So this is what happened. That vehicle matched the description of the vehicle from Weird Shit yesterday. Okay. I saw it. I initiated a traffic stop. Okay. That person, instead of pulling over, he stopped abruptly. Okay. And I'm getting behind him, but he stopped abruptly. Okay. This guy was very close to him, and we almost did get into an accident because that driver stopped so abruptly. I did. Yes.
Gets a ticket for There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this.
Okay.
He's getting a ticket for
Radio 1. If you need to read back on that, yes, I have it.
Yes, Radio, I do. That's why I provided it.
It was to a Demetrius Raphael Kern. It's a 37-year-old male. He's valid. That's one.
So he gets a ticket, and then he can come to court.
Listen, I don't feel I need to give him a ticket for that. I'm cool with just. Okay, I mean, I'm cool with letting him go. I didn't understand.
He's in handcuffs.
And he's being a jerk.
He obstructed. He refused to identify himself. I'm not going to sit out here and argue with somebody for an hour the legalities of it. He can come to court.
Okay.
So he gets a ticket for obstructing failure to identify himself.
You guys got a lawsuit
Mr. Kern,
coming.
just hang on.
You got a lawsuit coming.
Listen, let me explain to you. Don't get out of the car yet. The sergeant wants me to give you a ticket for obstruction, okay? I'm not going to do anything else. Listen, he's the boss. He is the boss.
I don't have to refuse if I didn't commit a crime. This isn't a stop and ID state.
At this point, it is a traffic stop because you're out on a
almost ran
traffic
me off
stop.
the road.
Mr.
You
Curry,
know
we
it.
just had that conversation. I did not almost run you off the road.
That Tesla has cameras in it. So
Okay.
you guys are going to pay for this.
That's fine. Mr. Kern, I apologize. I really do. And this is on Bodycam, alright? This is, the sergeant's telling me to do this, so...
Did I break the law?
When police have to identify you, you do have to identify yourself.
I broke the law. If I broke the law, I have to identify.
Mr. Kern, you got out of the vehicle in the middle of a traffic stop. I understand that. And I needed to identify you.
This is going to be a heavy loss here. Cleveland Heights is going to pay me for this.
For what, sir?
Kidnapping, illegal detainment.
No one's kidnapping
I'm in the
you.
back of your car in handcuffs.
Okay.
I'm kidnapped.
This is not kidnapping. The sergeant placed you under arrest for obstruction.
How did I? You know, like I know, I didn't obstruct.
He asked for your information and you didn't give it to him. Listen, I'm gonna be. There'll be a court date. You and I will both go to it. And our prosecutor's really good, and we'll work through it. Okay? Listen, I'm just doing what I'm told to do. All right? What do I put for this verbiage? When asked to identify himself, he refused.
So, just for my own, you activated your overhead.
So we're literally here, and I'm coming up because I saw that car. It looked like the car from yesterday's incident. I ran it. It's expired. I am in this lane. I put my lights on to activate. The guy, instead of like continuing, he like whips over, stops abruptly, and I'm like halfway in between both lanes, and this guy was right behind him. So it did almost cause an accident. Absolutely. No, I was trying to go behind. It would have been a sure clear distance accident. But because of how that guy stopped abruptly, it would have been.
And he stopped and just decided to get out of his.
Well, and he was pissed because we did almost get into an accident. You
didn't almost hit him.
No, all of three of us, it would have been an accident. Yeah, I was going behind the other guy.
And he could have gone down the street.
But the guy stopped abruptly, but he did. Then he got out and he's yelling. He's yelling while I'm initiating. Right. So I told him, I said, sir, just stand there. Let me talk to him. I'll come talk to you. And he did. But then he was continuous, because that happened, I called for backup. And then he was upset, rightfully so. It was whatever. Why are they assholes? Was that necessary? Alright, here's your property.
Hold on, let me get this here.
Sure.
Hey, what's pushing on? What kind of cuffs are these, man?
Some janky, rusty ass stuff. Do you want to sign or are you going to refuse? Alright, I'm going to give you a copy of it.
You guys violated my rights. You know
Well, we'll all be in court.
probably the only good cop on the force.
I'm not trying to be a bad cop. I was literally not trying to even have any of this happen, and I did apologize.
You apologize, but you're following his directives.
He's a sergeant.
Yeah, but still, like you swore oath to the Constitution.
Right.
And you know what's right and wrong. And sometimes you got to stand up to people.
Listen.
No.
When asked for your information, you have to identify yourself. At this point, we're on a traffic stop together
But you
now.
still have to.
A traffic stop is not a crime.
And I asked him, am I being detained? And nobody answered that.
Listen.
So I did. I covered all my bases.
All the stuff's gonna be typed in the report.
If I was being detained, I had no choice but to give you my ID. That's why I specifically asked.
Yeah.
Am I being detained?
Well, at that point, it's a traffic stop.
But still, if I'm being detained, you should tell me. And if I'm not being detained, I'm free to go. And
Right.
in the situation.
Well, right now you're free to go.
Yeah.
All right. I hope that you feel better, and I'm sorry that all of this had to happen this way.
You didn't do nothing.
Well, we did. We got into a little accident, almost a middle accident.
You did your job.
And I apologize.
Things happen in life. He came, he violated my rights.
Well, we're gonna work through it, all right? I don't think he violated your rights. He wanted you to identify yourself, and you didn't. All right?
You know you swore oath.
Say again?
You swore oath.
I did.
That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, Mr. Kern.
Thank you.
I hope that you feel better, all
I'm
right?
going to the hospital.
All right. You gonna go to Metro?
I'm going right there.
Yes, sir.
And so they decide to charge him. About 3 or 4 days later, not long after that, the city prosecutor looks at this and is like, there's nothing here, dismisses the charges. There was obviously video of this. It got viral in, I think, February. And then more recently, obviously, we filed suit last Friday, actually, in federal court up in the Cleveland area. We asserted 2 1983 claims, one for a violation of the Fourth Amendment because of the detention of the plaintiff and then the arrest of the plaintiff. The expansion of the scope of the investigation, gratuitous use of force. So there's 4 different Fourth Amendment issues there. Failure to intervene on the part of Officer Lewis, particularly since she articulated that he didn't do anything wrong, and yet this behavior continued. Brought a Monell claim, which is basically, as you're aware, John, it's a claim against the municipality itself. Those are not always easy to, as you're aware, to establish, because it's not a one-off. It's not just a bad officer. It's a policy and practice claim, effectively. And there were admissions by the mayor when this went viral in February that there was inadequate policies. My client had a meeting with the police chief. There's a recording that we've got where he admits that there's inadequate training. And so, I don't often bring a Monell claim, but I thought the facts established it here. And then because Mr. Kern and everything they did was in reaction to him saying, what did I do wrong? You're violating my rights, etc. I brought a First Amendment retaliation claim as well. And so those are the federal claims. And then a bunch of state law claims that are analogous: civil assault and battery against Wolf, unlawful imprisonment against Wolf and Lewis, civil false arrest against Wolf and Lewis, malicious criminal prosecution against Wolf and Lewis. And then there's a civil liability claim as well under Ohio statutes that we brought against the municipality. So those are the legal claims. I think the facts justify it. And when you look at the officer's behavior, particularly Sergeant Wolf, it's pretty egregious. I'm pretty bullish about punitive damages in this case too.
I was thinking First Amendment retaliation as well when I watched that footage. What crime did he commit, to begin with?
Right, none. They allege, well, you were obstructing. Well, what obstructing what? Well, you violated the traffic code because you didn't yield to lights and sirens. Well, wait a minute. Her body camera footage, by the way, does not begin, and we've got that until after the stop has already occurred. She's required to have that, and that activates at the time the lights and sirens are activated. So there's a real disconnect there about when those lights and sirens went on that's inconsistent with her story. That's hugely problematic. But even if she activated it, right? You have to have some reasonable amount of time to see the lights and sirens and then yield. So plainly, he didn't commit any offense. He was cut off. He wanted her identification to file a complaint against her. They didn't like it. This whole thing was retaliatory. And, and frankly, the only thing I can figure out, with this guy, with the sergeant, and the reaction that he has from the outset, which is hostile, antagonistic, doesn't investigate anything. I think that there's a racial animus here. And I say that in part because we open record requested his personnel file, and there were other complaints about his dealings with minority citizens, which suggests that there's an issue with this guy, and it's race-based. And I don't throw that accusation around lightly, but I think the evidence here warrants it, and there's some pattern and practice stuff with this guy. So, and that I think boils down with what we saw in our evaluation of the evidence.
Was there any disciplinary action taken against either of the police officers involved here?
Yeah, I think the sergeant was counseled, was told, bad boy, don't do it again. Plainly, that is effective given the pattern of this guy's, complaints with citizens, which predated this particular incident. And there were a number of them. And this was, again, I will tell you, we open record requested his personnel file. This is not this guy's first rodeo, and it's a problem.
That blows my mind that you can get those through a records request in Ohio.
Yeah,
we can only get those here in West Virginia. Not only can we not get it through a FOIA request, but when we get it through discovery, it comes along with a protective order that severely limits, what we can do with it. It should be available via FOIA, but our legislature is just beholden to the public safety interest in the state, and they've put all these protections on these police personnel files that nobody else has. Nobody else has, but the police do.
It is insane. I mean, I understand why you may not want to publicize an officer's home address, right? Maybe you want to redact that for officer safety, but the fact that somebody is generating citizen complaints, which goes to a core function of government and the people's ability to scrutinize the government, and you can't get that, that's insane to me. One of the things that really struck me in reviewing this video is where he does the old "I'm going to beat the hell out of you" and try and justify it routine with "stop resisting" when the guy is just sitting there. Stop resisting. I mean, I've seen that before. They do it. They do it whenever they're planning to tune you up. I always look at what is the client or what's the victim of the conduct. What are they doing at the time? Are they struggling? Are they, or is it just like it was in the music case that we reviewed before? Is it just an officer that's engaged in misconduct trying to cover it up? I think here, plainly, that's the case, especially when you look at the discussion that Lewis and Wolf have about, we got to charge him with something or we're in trouble for the arrest. Like, yeah, there's a conscious wrongdoing there.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. And, hopefully you can take their depositions and get some more information.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we do a part 2 video after you've taken some depositions here.
Yeah. Well, we've seen how that goes sometimes. Those are always fun, right? It makes for good TV.
Anything else about this case you think that is interesting or unusual?
The only thing that I think is striking is some of the admissions that they have between themselves when he's in the car already and he's arrested. I think, that there's, like I said, there's evidence of sometimes you're dealing with just what I would call anger in the heat of a moment, where somebody overreacts, and that's bad in and of itself when people's rights are violated. And then sometimes you see, for instance, what we had in Hornback and what we have here, where there's this effort after the fact to cover up the initial wrongdoing, the bad arrest, with we need to charge forward and falsely charge this guy. I mean, that to me screams conscious misconduct, conscious wrongdoing. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you need to award an amount sufficient to deter this, because punitive damages are warranted here under the standard, in an amount that's going to deter not only these officers, but anyone else from engaging in this after the fact. Fundamentally, it's dishonest, right? To sit there and make up false charges, to try and cover up your civil rights violation. Which
who was it that decided to drop the charges? Did you say it was the prosecutor?
It was the prosecutor after reviewing the footage. Yes.
So in Ohio, the cops can just on their own begin the prosecution and get it to the point at which the prosecutor looked at it and decided to dismiss the charges.
Correct.
In West Virginia, anyways, and I'm pretty sure across the country, they will push these cases and just to prosecute somebody so that the cops don't get in trouble. And it's good that they didn't in that case. But just my last video I did here in West Virginia, the prosecutors were pushing a case that was BS just to defend the state police. And thankfully a judge in that case dismissed it. But prosecutors do it with impunity, and they know that they can't be sued for it. But if they could, I guarantee they wouldn't.
I absolutely agree with you. The absolute immunity that they are afforded, I think, is problematic. And I don't know if you know this, that absolute immunity that they're extends to like administrative agency and administrative agency enforcement action. And I see a lot of potential cases in that area. I had a guy call me yesterday where it was an administrative agency case with systemic sort of targeting in Kentucky of minority Asian-owned effectively beauty salons, where they've got this, what appears to be a racist inspector going around ginning up these enforcement cases against minorities. And I'm like, and the guy calls me and he's like, I want to sue him. And I'm like, well, that's great, except you got to resolve the underlying issues first, because we've got a Younger versus Harris problem, which is, you can't go into federal court effectively and challenge a state court conviction or a state court administrative proceeding. Criminally, it's Heck versus Humphrey, but if it's an ongoing proceeding, it creates a Younger issue if it involves challenging it, trying to halt it, et cetera. And so, it is. I mean, it's a thing. That absolute immunity is a thing. It is. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's up there with qualified immunity in my view, in terms of just actually, it's worse than qualified immunity. At least you could sometimes overcome qualified immunity by showing prior cases that were similar. You could show flagrant unconstitutionality. Like, it could be right on point, and like, you're right, you can't hold them liable. It's an absolute immunity.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Always fun, and then we've got this other matter, right, that we're briefing. So in the Northern District of West Virginia.
Do we have court scheduled, or are we just waiting for a written order? So at that point, we began discussing this other case that we're litigating together up in the Northern District of West Virginia. So you don't want to hear about that right now. But there you have it. Those are the facts of the case. Of a viral video that you may already have seen. This is that video, that case coming to fruition into a federal civil rights lawsuit via civil rights lawyer Chris Wiest, who just told us all about it. And the good thing about Chris is he'll come back again and tell us about it after he's taken the depositions of these police officers, and perhaps video depositions that we can perhaps use again. And remember, it was Chris who took the video deposition of that police officer, or officers, I think they were troopers in Kentucky, where they got caught lying, and one of them was charged with perjury. I did a video or two on that. Now, Chris's his lawsuit, his complaint, I'll go ahead and post it up at the blog. You'll find the link in the description so you can see all of the allegations for yourself. You can get the case number. You can follow along on Pacer. And certainly I'll be doing a follow-up video on this one. We can see it from beginning to end. So as always, if you like going through these sorts of cases, not just looking at the body cam footage, but going over the law, talking to the lawyers, and seeing what happens in the end, then subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Remember,
.315. I'm on 650 northbound just before East Shaw. I just pulled over a van that is advertising itself as police with red and blue flashing lights. Can you run Maryland?
Are you being audio and visually recorded? Why do you have a weapon in this vehicle? No. Why are you advertising yourself as police? Why are you advertising yourself as a police vehicle? Are you a police officer?
I was.
But you're not anymore?
I'm a director for headquarters.
But you are not a police officer.
I was.
But you've got red and blue flashing lights on a van that says church vehicle.
Oh. Sorry.
You're using your red and blue. You have police marked all over this vehicle.
Yes. And
why?
I work with the Secretary of State, Maryland Secretary of State. I'm the Spanish liaison. Okay, and we are Hakua Faith in Blue. You know who is Hakua Faith in Blue? Faith in Blue? You make a big mistake.
Open this door.
You make a big mistake.
Take your seatbelt off. Sure. Take your seatbelt off. Step out of this car. Face away from me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Face away from me. Face away from me. All right, put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
What are you doing this?
Because you have what appears to be a weapon on you. Don't resist me. Don't resist me.
It is.
Don't resist me, sir.
Oh my God. You make a big mistake. Yeah, you make a big mistake. It's a tear gas.
315. I've got one detained.
It's a tear gas.
And that's my what appears to be a weapon. I'm about to get it off him now.
It's a tear gas in my car. Are you gonna see what I have there?
8. I'm not getting a return.
Alright, Draft. I'll read it to you again in a second here.
Just a minute. I'm director for Faith and Blue.
You know what it is? It's not just a patch.
Oh, it's an armband.
Yeah.
Nice.